What's up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Fox Radio. I'm here with Huey, as always, and I've also got two special people here beside me. I got Caleb Link and Stephen St. Laurent.
Saint Laurent.
Saint Laurent over here. Both are members of our Fox Waterfowl Pro staff. So we're glad to, welcome them here today. Pretty much, this episode, what we're going to do is just go over, really our opening day, which was this past Monday. So it's going to be a fun episode. But before we get to that, dude, I'm sick from what I sent you this morning, that bet.
Oh, yeah. Terrible.
Dude, tragic.
Just ultimate bad beat.
Dude, I literally was driving down the road and I saw a notification. I was like, that tree's looking real nice. That tree's looking real nice.
Foot to the floor and into the woods.
No, backstory was we were sitting in the duff field, and I told Caleb Link, I said, man, Boston College looking real nice to bet on. And he said, dude, you're insane. That's insane behavior.
Actually, I said Florida State's going to have a bounce-back game, and sorry for all the Knowles fans out there. They're real bad this year.
Yeah. Well, I mean, look at the quarterback that they have. So I literally told him, I was like, dude, I'll bet the house on that one. I literally said, I'll bet the house that Boston College wins. And I was like, you know what? I'm not going to put a bet in. By that time, I was hot. I was tired. I was ready. I didn't even want to look at my phone. And then I wake up this morning and see that they won. I could have probably been like $1,000.
Made some coin.
Yeah, $1,000 up or something.
Shoulda, coulda, woulda.
Shoulda, coulda, woulda. Probably if I would have put a bet on them, they would have lost.
I mean, that's how it works all the time.
For sure.
100%. We lost some money the night before, so I was a little skittish. LSU.
Terrible.
Yeah.
Also, screw you guys.
Yeah, go Tigers.
LSU.
Yeah. Chip Kelly. Something tragic.
Yeah.
They had that game.
Did you see that guy's interview on ESPN after?
Oh, he was banging on the table and stuff?
Made me laugh.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
Throwing a temper tantrum.
Yeah. Bring back Coach O.
Yeah. That dude was hilarious.
Chip
man.
Kelly's meant for the Pac-12. He needs to stay there.
Yeah. It was something else. But yeah, we do a little bit of sports betting here and there.
A little bit.
We dabble in it. We used to do it a lot.
That's insane. That is insane. You guys are degenerates.
That's not true
That is
at all.
not true.
That's not true.
That is not true. We do not have a problem per se.
We have a problem during the fall and March Madness. That's it.
Yes, March Madness that's like when we do stuff like that. Like I'll be sitting there and if I'm like about to win a bet, like I'm getting close or something like that. Robbie and Alyssa were over there one night. I hit a pretty good bet. I didn't let Alyssa go to the bathroom. Like I told her, I was like, you gotta sit on the couch. Like don't move. She had to sit in the same spot. Same with everybody in the room had to stay in their seats. I ended up winning it, so from now on that's just what's gonna happen.
You're psycho.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm very superstitious when it comes to like moving and stuff.
Superstitions are real.
100%. Well, I mean, playing baseball, I feel like I know you have.
Gotta be.
Yeah, because you played baseball in college, so
Yeah, I did.
I feel like superstitions. I mean, I only played in high school, but I feel like
It's like half of the sport.
Yeah, I feel like
Superstitions are like half of it for sure.
Yeah,
That's
for sure.
what goose hunting. I mean,
Well,
duck
I mean,
hunting,
yeah.
too.
That another thing too with that, the opening day overalls. I don't. Dude,
For sure.
It's kind of like if it works, it's not dumb, and if it works, just keep doing it.
Yeah, exactly.
I still got blood on my SB3 from Kansas in that field that we shot all those mallards.
Oh,
I
really?
cleaned everything except for the blood off the stock of them.
Just keeping it there just
Superstition.
in
Adds
case.
character.
Yeah, yeah. So, opening day, we had two good hunts. We had a goose hunt in the morning, and we had a dove hunt in the afternoon. The goose hunt in the morning. Saying about my lucky overalls, last year we killed, I think, 13.
I think I counted 14.
I think 14. So we killed 14 last year, out of one group. So it was actually a pretty good shoot that we had just in that one group. And I had worn that was the first year I wore the overalls with the legs off of them. This year, come back again, I'm like, you know what? I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna wear the overalls again. I might bust them out. I bust out the overalls and shoot 28.
Dude.
And then that was
It was insane.
yeah, that was an
The overalls need to come to Kansas.
dude. I'm freaking
Just bare legs, 5 degrees. You won't do it. I'm going to tell the people on the pod you're not going to do it right now.
No, dude, that's an opening day early season thing.
But if you wear the darn tough socks,
yeah, that's
you'll be
true.
all
Up
right.
my legs, yeah,
oh,
yeah.
for sure.
Dear
I can't.
God.
I don't even know if I thought about bringing them out for another early season hunt, but I don't even know if I want to do that. I'm really thinking that's just
Just an
Just
opener.
an opener.
Opener.
Yeah, just the opener thing.
But you didn't wear them dove hunting, did you?
No, they went right back in the closet. Ain't washing them. No shot.
You dirty boy.
That's insane.
No shot.
That is insane. We were both so covered in blood.
Oh yeah, me and Steven on that hunt were pretty much the dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was bad.
We also sat on the end to be the dogs.
Oh, for
so
sure.
we were like,
For
dude, I
sure.
want to go grab these birds.
Yeah.
Steven had to chase a few.
I chased one across the road and get a little explicit here and try to get through a chain link fence, and it didn't end up good for old buddy. But I couldn't take my gun with me because I was crossing to somebody else's property. But
Yeah.
it was a good time.
Oh yeah, it was a fun time. Steven hands me one bird,
Oh,
and he's like, here, take this. I'm gonna get that other one. I take it. And I was like, dude, what's warm on my leg? And I look down, and this thing's just gushing on my leg.
yeah, we shot into that flock, and I got to the top of the knoll, and this thing just started like crawling away. I don't know if it had two broke wings or whatever. And I took my gun with me, and I cleaned it up while I shot in the top of the head, I guess. And I was going. Was that the same flock that I was going to get the one across the road?
It might have been. I think it was.
And I handed you two birds that I had in my hand, and one of them was that one, and the top of the thing's head was just
Destroyed.
it was gone. It was just not good.
But it was a fun time. We had tell us sort of, because this was your first like experience opening day goose hunting with like a good like a field hunt for one.
Yeah.
And then a good number of birds.
Yeah, so what was that Sunday morning? Me, you, Josh, and Cole.
Yes, that was Sunday morning.
We went, and Josh been sending me Snapchats to this field for the last week or something. And we went out there Sunday morning, and we're sitting there. And then the first flock that came in was 60 birds. 40?
I'd probably say 40. Yeah, I mean the first few groups they just didn't want to cooperate.
But they circled the field, circled
Yeah.
the field, and then they went and sat in that pond. The first two flocks did that, I think, and then the one silent flock came in.
Yeah.
And then the next two flocks landed with the small flock.
We still shot into this first few, but
Yeah.
it was still good. I mean, we had the decoy sort of set. I don't think we had in the beginning we didn't have the hole opened up enough.
Yeah.
For them to land in there. So once, because I had the idea of doing the ones in the field over there and then a family group over here, but I think we pulled them too close to the blind because we were wanting them to sort of land on that 4-pack because there's going to be a side shoot and we knew
sure.
that, but we're trying to get them to land. But once we pushed those 4 farther out,
and kind of gave ourselves some blockers so they weren't overshooting. But
yeah,
the way that they seemed to all be coming in, well, I guess from our side of the blind, seemed like they were coming in kind of on an angle, like more towards the left.
yeah,
So everything that Tanner and I were shooting was just insane.
yeah,
Well, it's like 35 plus every single
just right in
bird.
our face.
Yeah. But it was good. I'm glad that we hunted down an A-frame and not the layout blinds because we all went and cut grass the day before or the afternoon before to brush in layout blinds. And then we were like, you know what, let's hunt some A-frames, and it worked out well for us.
Yeah, it was good too. I mean, we had Alexa and Carly with us, so that was interesting.
Yeah, for sure. Alexa pulled every single thing that she's ever heard about duck hunting out of her pocket and was just saying stuff. And I was like, Alexa, what are you talking about? And she's like, I don't know. And I was like, yeah.
my favorite thing that I think Alexa said it was we're sitting there before the hunt, and she's just like looking around, and she goes, yeah, this is a nice layout. And I was like, you mean spread? She said, yeah, that one.
Yeah.
But
That one.
yeah, that one. So but no, it was a fun time. That was a really fun one, just because I'm more of a goose hunter. Like that's what I like to do. That's my favorite. I'm gonna choose that any day, anytime. Link, you're more ducks.
Ducks, 1,000%.
But so you say ducks, but if we had another feed of that, like of substantial numbers, would you go hunt the goose field?
I mean, if it's opening goose and there's early goose, then I mean, you're still hunting. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'll shoot geese any day of the week, but if I've got
A goose
preference,
feed. Yeah.
it's ducks for sure.
Gotcha.
Now, when you say ducks, do you want ducks in the field or ducks over water?
I've hunted ducks in the field like twice, and you're not gonna beat ducks in the field.
Oh,
No.
that's
Absolutely not.
that's just the way
They're-
it's
No.
gonna be.
Yeah.
When
ducks-
they're working in the field and they do that swing by, it's
It's
just
beautiful. It's beautiful.
It's not very cool whenever you got 2 flocks of birds circling at the same time, and I didn't realize that. And then I was commentating on the right-hand side of the
Steven, I've never
blind.
been mad at you more in my life.
That was Huey sat up like he had just watched something happened to him, and he was like, "We don't need commentation." I was like, "What?" And he was like, "You're saying everything." And I was like, I didn't realize that there was birds on the left side of the blind. I thought they were just circling like halfway up our layouts and then to the right, and I was just like,
I mean, I think you said it a lot nicer than I said it.
"Oh, for sure."
But what happened was we're laying in this field, and Robbie's winded from calling already. And
Hammering on it, by the way.
Dude,
hammering on it.
I could like hear Cole's heartbeat like through the blind sitting beside me. And he sat up and his eyes were like that big. I was like, this man's about to just fall over. They were on it for a while.
We had
flock.
what number you think? 40 to 40s?
Probably, I would say more than that.
You're talking about the duck circling?
Yeah.
No, we had.
I would say probably 100 between the 2 circling.
Yeah, you had. Yeah, it was a big. Those were the 2 biggest groups.
And we had this one group come in doing it greasy, and Steven just goes, "There's some of the decoys." Just
Okay.
plain as day.
In my defense, there was probably 10 birds within 8 foot in front of me, and I was just like, "Hey, we're gonna shoot these birds," because there were some, and they were just and then there were some right behind them just fluttering. I didn't see anything because I mean, you guys know how it is sitting in a lamb blind. You can't really see anything.
No,
Yeah,
peripheral vision.
What were we, like 8 deep, and you were on the far right side?
Yeah, it was
me
Shuffler,
and
Knox.
Link was beside each other.
All 3 of us
Yeah.
were beside each other.
Yeah.
You were on
Yeah.
the far right.
Yeah, it was Shuffler, Knox, me, and then Cole. And I don't remember who was on the side of Cole, but that was my first big hunt in the field, I guess.
Yeah.
That was really like one that we knew that we were probably going to shoot birds.
Yeah.
For
And then
sure.
I
And
go
it was
to
the first time I'd seen that many mallards in a field.
Oh, you get excited.
Oh, dude, I was. The first flock that we shot into, I almost like forgot to take my gun out on the blind. I was just so amazed. I was
think
like,
I missed every shot. I'm not gonna lie. I just pulled up and shot through shells. Like, wow, that's crazy.
I sat up. I mean, I was. We're
that's
all
tough.
looking. We're all looking through the mesh. We're all looking through the mesh in our layout blinds, and we sat up, and I saw how many birds were in that first flock, and I was like, dude, I didn't even know this was like a thing. I was like, there is so many birds. Like, which one do you even shoot at? Like, you have to pick them up. You can't flock shooting something like that.
No, I mean, that hunt was good. It was
Oh.
great.
For sure.
But that's a hard hunt when you have that many people and you're on the far right. Well, they're circling the left side. You can't see that.
Yeah.
And Robbie, he's just hammering. And we realized after that first
The
group,
first flock that Robbie didn't call the shot on.
we were like, all right,
Dude,
if someone
I
sees
could have
it,
caught one with my hand, dude. I literally could have just reached up and just said, "Yep, that one."
We're
Put
like,
that in my blind.
What are we, like 3 or 4 podcasts in?
yeah.
Yeah,
This is
yeah,
number,
This
yeah.
is number 4?
Yeah.
I cannot believe nobody has mentioned Robbie Shin. And I love Robbie, but wow.
No, I mentioned it. I mentioned it on the second one with
Are you
him.
sure?
I made a quick jab
Straight
at it.
Yeah.
menace.
I made a quick jab, but nobody really wanted to talk about it. But we can talk
Oh,
about
yeah,
it.
we'll talk about it for sure. I've never seen somebody. Huey was upset with me whenever I was saying where the birds were that were right in front of me that I could have smacked with a baseball bat. But whenever Robbie didn't call that shot, and there was there was 30 birds that were 5 foot off the ground just backpedaling, and Caleb looked straight down the blind and was like,
We gonna call a shot?
he was just dead faced, and I was just like, dang. He's like, I'm calling the shot now. I was like, okay.
A little preface to that situation. So we get set up, and almost like really immediately after everyone got back in the blind, it was like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And this group of probably minimum 35 mallards was circling 300-400 yards behind us on a different part of the same field. And they just, like, for some reason, I think they either caught a glimpse or something, and they came 400 yards in the matter of 8 seconds and ended up 13 to 15 feet in front of us
Yeah.
in the matter of
Just
like 2 other
fluttering.
seconds.
Just
So-
fluttering.
and they were right in the decoys, and then they flew off.
Yeah.
And no one shot.
And because me and Josh were on the edge and could have literally reached out of my blind and grabbed one and just put it in my blind. Like
Was
it
that
was
the-
that close to me.
Was that the same flock that there was a bunch of pintails on the left-hand side?
No, different. That
no,
was
different.
later. That was
Oh.
later. But no, yeah. Caleb Link sat up in his blind. I remember, and he looked at me and he goes, what are we doing? I said,
I was just genuinely curious because
Yeah.
I didn't.
So
I
are we
didn't
done?
I
Are we
really
gonna
told him,
shoot,
I said,
or-
I said,
Are we bird watching?
I mean,
or
it
are we
was
not?
it was maybe in a little bit other language, but it was the
Oh.
gist. That was the
it
gist.
was not politically correct at all.
No, yeah, so I was thinking the same, but no, yeah, he as soon as that happened, he was like, "All right, I'm calling the shot." And dude, we shot with Link. Link was like, "Yeah, if they
Yeah,
get
we'll
close,
shoot.
yeah,
We'll
like
shoot."
we're gonna
Yeah.
if they get like 5 passes and things aren't committed just yet, they get to getting wary.
Yeah, like,
yeah,
was-
Link's calling it.
Was it the last flock that we shot into at Shooting Lake?
That was
And
the best shot
and-
that we had, the best rain out that we
Oh,
had.
not,
That
then
was-
I guess it was the second to last that
Oh, yeah.
they circled. They got kind of low, and then somebody was like, let them do it one more time, and then they just kind of stayed high. And then Link said, shoot, like, kill them. And we all sat up, and I was like, dude, those birds are so far away. And he goes, yeah, I maybe should have shot on the first one. I was
Yeah,
like,
to be fair, I mean they weren't coming in, but we also, to be fair, we killed like 4 or 5 out of that group.
No, yeah, we did. Yeah, the best rain out we had was the last group, and those were still sort of a poke.
Yeah.
They didn't commit.
I mean,
If it was still sun shining, like the sun was
Oh,
still shining,
it'd
we'd
been
have
over.
we'd have
Yeah,
had
it'd
them
been over.
because they were when the sun was shining, they were just dumping on top of us. And
that
I mean,
hunt was by far our best hunt in a while.
yeah,
that was
Yeah.
the best hunt I've ever been on in my life, for sure.
That was a killer experience
Yeah.
right there. But we had so much happen on that hunt.
Yeah, it
I mean-
wasn't just the mallards that we shot. I mean, the amount of snow geese we saw. The
It was
amount of-
insane.
Yeah.
Insane.
it was just it was a cool experience.
Just coming out of the overcast too, it was crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Like you wouldn't see them and they're like, oh, there they are.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
moving.
Yeah, and then once you saw the first one,
Because-
you didn't stop seeing them for 5 minutes.
On my left, I had Tanner, and then beside Tanner was Josh. And Josh was like sitting up out of his A-frame. He ain't an easy guy to hide. And we're like, Josh. And he just slide back down, back in. And like, "Ooh." That was a
Yeah, that get back to sort of opening day, but yeah, that was a fun hunt. But that opening day hunt, that was one for the books too. We'll say that. We're trying to find another field for this weekend. That's the goal.
Yeah.
we will see.
We'll see it. We got a few things thrown out there that we'll try to get
I
on.
got a possible as well.
Oh,
Yeah.
Greasy?
It's water though.
Hey, that,
It
it
kinda
don't,
sucks.
it don't. I don't really care where it's at.
Did you message that lady on Facebook?
Yeah, I did.
The one that I
messaged
sent
her.
this
Yeah.
morning?
Yeah. No, he sent it to me
No,
last
it's
night.
Oh, really?
yeah.
It's the
so-
same one.
The
Yeah.
one on the one that
I'm
said
just gonna
free
put it-
goose on it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
the
just-
Facebook ad. I was like, this has got to be a
What?
scam.
Yeah,
they're just trying to put people in jail.
yeah, there was a Facebook ad of somebody wanting some geese gone, and I was like,
Who's
I'm
it?
gonna just be like,
It
we're
was-
just gonna start goose exterminators.
It's
The
just
gu-
some guy that
Hey.
lived on the lake.
Hey, the new
Swear.
Goosebusters shirt that's coming out from Flock's Waterfowl. Y'all just be ready for the commercial because we're about to start another business. Hey, so look, we've got the Hunt and Goodwill. We'll just send all that to Farm Fresh. If there's anything you don't want and you want to get rid of, just send it on over here. We got what else we're gonna do? Flock's taxidermy or something like that.
Flock's
yeah,
taxidermy,
that was
Flock's ice cream.
yeah.
We got
Flock's ice
Flock's
cream,
Brew.
and then we got Flock's coffee, and then now we're gonna do a Flock's goose extermination.
This is gonna be a monopoly after a while.
Yeah, we're gonna have so many legs and arms out there. Oh, Fox Productions, videos, stuff like that. That too. That one's actually real. The rest of them are just BS. But no, yeah, that's we have a video for that. We're actually gonna have a video for the whole opening day going on the Flock's Waterfowl YouTube page. So it'll probably take a week or so to get ready, but just be on the lookout for that one. It'll be a cool one. We do some interviews. It's not just hunting. The interviews.
The
I hope they
interviews.
didn't really get the stuff we were saying on the mic.
Yeah, for
Because
sure,
It was
for sure.
wild behavior, dude.
Cole came down there in the A-frame on Tanner and I's side and handed Tanner a mic, and I was like,
That's stupid.
this
That
isn't
is
gonna go
stupid.
good.
I said, he handed me this. I said, do I get to call the shot? And he was like, no, Josh is sitting in the middle. He calls the shot. I was
Yeah.
like, dang, because it was gonna get crazy.
Yeah, it was.
Because the girls had one and we had one, and well, he didn't record till after we shot, so none of that got recorded. What we said, which is probably good.
For sure a good thing. For sure a good thing.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, the hunt, like we were talking about, the hunt was a great hunt. I was glad we made that decoy adjustment because if not, me and Steven would have probably never really got to shoot at all.
Yeah, and Frankie,
Oh,
Josh,
yeah.
Josh's dad sitting beside me, didn't shoot for like the first 2 flocks. Next one comes in, there's like half the amount of birds, and he's like, I just shot all my shells. And I was like, what? And he was like, yeah, that man can shoot.
Oh yeah, he can shoot.
In the afternoon, I don't know if y'all were like
Oh, dude,
paying
he
him
was
any sort of.
folding.
Yeah.
It was
Folding.
insane.
Yeah.
Insane.
He folded that one goose.
Oh, the one that came in that I didn't even pull up on. You shot.
I shot twice and missed. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah,
I shot twice and missed. I thought I like shot and I thought I hit it and I dropped my gun. And I said, "Oh crap, that thing's still flying." So I pulled up again, shot, missed, and then all I hear is boom, and
Yeah.
that sucker cartwheels.
Yeah, it absolutely pillowcase.
yeah.
And I was like, and Frankie was like, "Yep, got that one."
Yep, got that. I was like, "Yep, you
Jeez.
did,
Yeah,
Frankie."
you did. Yeah, you force fed him some pellets. I mean, right in
Force
the
fed
mouth.
him some pellets.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good. I mean, and also too, what was really nice about it was not a far walk to set up.
Oh, what was it? 35
Yeah,
yards.
35
maybe?
yards. Yeah, because we're used to walking
800 yards.
800 yards, miles.
Through
Yeah.
oh, you didn't even pick up with us that one day in Nebraska. That long.
Yeah.
The last day. That was.
Oh, when I,
Yeah, you
that
got.
was awful. That was
Yeah,
the
when
day
y'all
that
was
you almost
giving-
died on a plane.
he might have. He might have to almost die again.
We're gonna talk it
that's
into
wrong.
existence.
That's wrong.
I don't
I mean,
want you, I
what's
don't
the-
want you to die, but it's cool to see you a little nervous
Oh,
before
yeah.
you get on the
Super
plane
nervous.
for sure.
100%.
We on
And another thing too is that, those same types of hunts we're talking about now. That one with the mallards was in Kansas. We're doing that Flock's waterfowl giveaway. I mean, Flock's radio is a part of it, stuff like that. But Flock's waterfowl is mainly the ones who's doing it. They're doing all the stuff for it. But we'll go ahead and talk about that too. That's going to be a cool one.
Yeah,
We'll go ahead and keep an eye out for that one. That's going to be good. You'll get to come out here with us. We're a little bit tame on the podcast right now. It hadn't really got too crazy yet, but these two right here,
Oh,
you get them together, it's a wrap.
it's curtains.
Curtains.
Hurt.
You never know what's going to be said. You never know what's going to
Some outlandish things get said.
Yes. The funniest thing I think that ever happened not funniest thing, but one of the funniest things. You know what I'm talking about. Caleb Link got scolded in the goose field in Texas.
Oh, Mr. Goose.
He'd literally be sitting over there. It was him and Dean, and we were almost finished with a limit. And Caleb Musmer was freaking out a little. Not only was freaking out, but he was sort of maybe getting nervous that we weren't gonna have a chance to shoot the limit because we honestly did not shoot well that day.
And he was like 70 some limits in a row.
Yeah,
in.
yeah. And
he was nervous.
Yeah, yeah. And so
He
he was
looks
like,
over.
I hope we have enough geese. And then literally these geese are trying to commit, and all you hear over there is just him going, "Do it again."
Oh, Mr. Goose.
Yeah, like over and over and over, and it keeps getting louder and louder and
And
louder.
then Caleb just turns over and looks at him and goes, "If y'all would shut up, we could actually kill him."
And
By
then,
the way, me and Dean were cuddled under a dive bomb blanket like we were getting ready to make out. It was weird.
I want to call Dean right now and just put him up to the mic.
oh,
Like,
dude, that was wild. That was a wild time because literally, we didn't have enough dive bomb blankets, so they put Dean and Caleb Link together.
Yeah, Dean's like 6'3", and I'm like 5'10" on a good day, dude. It's bad.
And I was like, dude, I literally looked over there after like went a lull, and I was like, dude, Caleb, what are y'all doing over there? And he was-
Literally half my body was just in the field, no blanket, just nothing.
yeah, we were in a wheat field, so we were hunting, the green blankets and stuff like that,
Yeah.
But the birds just kept flaring on us, and so Caleb was like, just throw them blankets off of you. If you got a green blanket, throw it off of you, stuff it somewhere where they can't see it, and then just lay still. And as soon as we did that thing, then Jones just came straight in and just in our face, and that's when the Mr. Goose started. But dude, the whole hunt, they're sort of sitting on the end over there, and I can just hear him and Dean just talking about the most randomest stuff, just yelling as the geese are coming in, everything. But that was another fun hunt too.
It was a good one.
Yeah.
golly, I just remember looking over to my left and I just see Dean and Caleb. I'm pretty sure I saw Dean's arm around you at
No,
one point.
he did. He coddled me.
I look over,
He'll
I'm
say
like,
he didn't, but he definitely did.
I look over, I'm like, okay, this is why the birds are flaring.
That was. We've had some good times for sure. Caleb, how many years you probably hunted with us? Started 2 years ago.
Yeah,
I think the
2
first
years
time
ago.
we went hunting together was on High Rock when all of Caleb's boat problems and stuff like that. That was don't even get him started on that day.
First time I ever went hunting with these boys, boat doesn't crank the ramp, and I was like, are you freaking kidding me, man?
That was not my boat, correct?
It was not.
No,
This is the one time it was not Huey's boat.
Your throttle
So-
cable was snapped at the house.
Yeah,
No kidding.
but no, yeah. So that was the first time, and I was like, I hope this don't put a bad taste in Caleb's mouth to come
No,
out
that was
with
good.
this.
That was good.
And well, he got to shoot a pintail that day.
Also froze.
Yeah, I did.
If you don't remember
Oh,
that,
yeah, I
soaked
do.
my waders.
It literally
It was 5 degrees outside.
literally, I was like, hey, we might need to adjust that. Might need to adjust that swimmer. And he goes out there and he goes, let me see if I can reach it. And he goes out there and just dips the corner in there, and then just
Was I there with y'all that day?
No.
In the ice sheets?
no,
we had
you
ice
weren't
sheets
with
that
us.
morning.
It was the next morning, I believe.
Whenever it was us three.
No.
Yeah, no, we never had ice sheets.
No, yes, we
with you.
did. Because
Yeah.
we hunted up in one of those
Yeah.
sloughs. Yeah, and it started freezing. But
Yeah.
no, it was not that morning.
Oh.
But yeah, so he dips his waders in the water, and that strips down and is just a shaking, just a
It
shaking,
was
dude.
terrible, dude.
And but then he shoots a pintail. He's like, all right, I'm ready to leave. He gets a boat ride from his buddy and just bounces.
One of my buddies, shout out Brett Laws, was hunting the same day and came and got me and saved me.
Yeah, he was frozen, but I can't believe you swamped him though. That was
It was terrible.
I know that was that day Gerald about died, but you know,
Gerald.
Gerald, but
Gerald.
that's the swimmer, by the way. But yeah, so then you've shot a few pintails on High Rock though.
Shot 3.
3. That's
Any
I
of
ain't
them
even.
mounted?
I've only seen one.
Mm.
No, but
One's in my buddy's freezer, the one that we shot, and then shot one the same year, but the second split with shot. It was a female and shot her with a group of mallards. So
Oh, that's
shot 3
cool.
ducks, hen mallard, hen pintail, Drake mallard.
that's sweet. That's sweet. And then so when was the third? And the third one was last year, wasn't it?
Yeah, the third one was last year.
Third one was last year, and that was opening day of October. Or no,
Yes, first split. First split last year.
yeah, because he sent me a photo of it. He's like, "How'd y'all do?" I sent him a photo of what we shot, and then he was like, "Well, check this out." And I was like, "Dude," I was like, "At 3 years in a row, two. It was 2 years in a row.
Yeah, 2 years.
2 years in a row, but three all together.
All together.
That's sick. Yeah, that's. I was like, I was like, you just tell me when you want to go hunting again. Well,
I'm trying to bum off this
Yeah.
man 'cause he shoots some birds.
we're just trying to. I just want to shoot a pintail in High Rock in North Carolina.
I
Well, if
think
it
that-
goes how it went yesterday afternoon for me, you're going to pull up and Caleb Link's going to beat you to every single bird you go to shoot at.
Oh yeah,
We
yeah.
need to start calling him Mooch again.
Nah, yeah. Hughes fan used to call me Mooch for a joke, but that was it. Really, Heath was really the only
That
one.
was mainly Heath, yeah.
It was mainly Heath. But no, yeah. So we'll start talking about the dove hunt now too. So after the goose hunt, we got done probably around 9, stuff like that. Got back to our cars, went home and changed, and then headed straight to the dove field. We had, what do you say, 16 people out there
Yeah, probably.
roughly.
at the
Yeah.
start. At the
Yeah.
start, it was like 16
Give or
people.
take a couple for sure.
We got there a little bit later. It was an afternoon field, anyways. So we got out there, and we sat out there for probably. I think we shot probably 2 or 3 before lunch.
Yeah, we were out there for a couple hours.
Yeah, a
I
couple
think we
hours
were out
shot
there
2
for
or
about an
3.
hour and a half, yeah.
Caleb Link and Steven were sitting together. I was sitting with John Harris and my wife, and then Huey was sitting with Caleb Shuffler.
And Alyssa.
And Alyssa, yeah, Alyssa was down there, yeah. Well, Madison and Alyssa came later in the day after,
they didn't come
after
till
lunch.
lunch.
Yeah, they came till later. But Huey and Caleb watched 3 doves fly over their heads in that 10.
Dude, where we were sitting at, y'all were saying we're seeing birds, and me and Caleb was legit looking at the sky, and we're like,
Dude,
where are y'all talking about?
I don't know how you didn't see it because them things literally flew right at you.
The treetops over us, we would look up, and we could see them behind the trees.
You couldn't see them in front of you?
They weren't in front of us.
They were. They flew directly
Oh,
at you.
bro.
Did they not?
Yeah.
So
On a line, literally on a
Those-
line, right over the top of your
those
head.
ones that y'all were talking about that was low, I could not see them until they turned about 20 foot in front of us. And Caleb's like, oh, there they are. I'm like, oh, yeah.
That's fair. We had the same problem on our end.
Yeah,
because
it
I
was,
couldn't see
On the
nothing.
low ones, they were tough to see.
Yeah, you can't pick them up in the trees.
But
No.
they weren't low.
And whenever I was looking out straight,
Devil's advocate over here.
You just can't
What?
see.
Devil's advocate over here.
Okay, yeah, I get that. Like they're low, you couldn't see them. I get it. But those ones that we called out to you were definitely up in the sky. They were not low birds.
Tanner was sitting at a different angle than both of us. Me and Steven were looking at Caleb and Huey, so we had the better angle on to see if we could see him or not. Tanner was just looking at blue sky all day long. It was real easy to see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was in between.
He
them.
likes to talk a lot of junk, but whenever it's him getting the heat, it's
I can take the heat. I ain't worried about that.
I
Literally,
know
I'm
you
sitting
cannot
in
He
take the
starts
heat. You
stuttering.
literally
I can take
came,
the heat.
sat with me
I
in
can
the
take the
afternoon,
heat.
and said, "If I was sitting here all day, I wouldn't have sat."
I'm
I'm burning
not
up
talking about
literally in the
that.
first 5
I'm not
minutes.
really talking. I'm not talking about that kind of heat. Just the trash talk. But no, literally, yeah. If I was sitting out there where you're at, I'd have moved. I'd be like, yep, no shot.
dude. I don't understand how y'all sat there.
Yeah,
Oh,
they
God.
They sat directly in the sun.
We suffered yesterday.
Y'all
Awful.
suffer.
Yeah, they suffered, but then y'all shot so many.
Hold on,
Link,
hold on.
Link shot so many doves.
I've never been more upset on a hunt in my life. I couldn't hit the broadside of a barn yesterday.
I did have an X full.
But
I was shooting a full choke. Yeah,
I couldn't find my choke.
Dude, all you boys that were shooting fulls, y'all
Yeah.
are crazy,
Crazy.
madmen shooting
No,
fulls
yeah.
at doves.
I shot a full until probably 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and I called Mariah. She was at the house, and I was like, "Hey, I need you to go into the safe and get this little black box that has all my chokes on it, and it says Rite." And she's like, "All right, I'll be there in a little bit." She
And
brought
then
it out,
and then he changed it to an improved cylinder
and then
and missed a dove that was 3 foot off the ground.
yeah, and I was like, you know
Said,
what?
I'm going back to a full.
Yeah.
I said you probably should.
Yeah,
I couldn't find my
Dude.
20 gauge chokes at all.
I shot in the spread. I mean, it was not far at all. I mean, it was probably 20 foot wide, not far in front of us. And I was like, there's so many holes in that pattern right there. It's about useless. So went back to the full choke.
Yeah,
Then.
y'all was raining on me though.
You'd have been all right.
Huh?
yeah.
You'd have been all right.
Oh yeah.
sure.
I mean,
But
we were
no,
hitting us, but no.
I was sitting not in the middle of the field, but in between. Like, so I'm sitting in the middle part of the field on the side. So I'm like halfway in the field, so I'm seeing both of them. So I'm watching, but I literally was watching this one bird come directly, maybe away from me. It was directly in line for me, and I was like, "Oh yeah, that bird's probably gonna get out because we got nobody sitting on that other side." And all of a sudden, I hear a boom, and I look over. Link pulled up and drops it. Dude, that shot! How many yards you think?
Are you saying the one that was in the middle of the field
Yeah.
that came right up the pipe? I pulled up on it for a second, and I sat back down, and I said, that bird is way too far. And Link is still standing up and just and pillowcases the thing. And I was like, there's no way you just hit that bird. I was like, and then he did it like 4 more times
Yeah.
after that. I was like, the man does not miss.
Yeah.
He took 15 shells into the field yesterday and shot his 15 birds.
This is an ad for Beretta shotguns and Kent cartridge shells.
Yeah, them Kents slap, dude. Yeah, because that's what I was. You bought the 12 gauge shell. That's what I was shooting, and them things they put them down. I saw the one bird John shot with those shells.
Yeah, John killed the first bird of the day yesterday and folded that boy like a cheap lawn chair, and it messed him up bad.
Oh yeah, there was about nothing left to one side.
Yeah,
That was pretty wild. How many did y'all end up shooting over there, Huey?
Probably like 8.
8. Well, y'all were close to
17.
17.
for legal reasons, I shot 15.
Steven shot 2 more.
Steven shot
Stevens?
3. Steven shot 2 or 3.
Yeah. Well, I don't know what happened. When you came and sat with us in that afternoon, I shot that one. I stripped that bird of every single feather on its body, and it still flew away. And I was like, Taylor was
Dude,
like,
yeah,
I puffed it right in front of us.
That was literally insane. It literally it was just fluttering in front of us. Steven gets up there and goes, boom. I didn't even shoot because I was like, oh yeah, I literally saw the feathers and I was like, that dude is pillowcased. And nope, kept flying.
That's crazy to assume that I was actually going to hit that bird.
But you did. That's what's
But I
wild
did.
about
And
it.
yeah,
Like,
he
and
still got out, and then I just kind of gave up on life.
Yeah, I
after
mean
that moment.
it's probably dead wherever it went, but it got smoked. I mean, I don't know how it stayed alive, but yeah, that was definitely a hot little corner.
Oh, for sure.
For
In the
sure.
afternoon. I mean, you were walking from where you and Cole were sitting in the afternoon to me, and then a bird flew over my head that I didn't see that had just come like down the road,
Yeah.
down the tree. I was like, Tanner, there's a bird right above you. And he dropped whatever he had in his hand, and he shot this thing, and there's a car coming down the road, and Tanner shoots this thing, and I hear it hit the blacktop.
Yeah.
And I looked, and this car's like 30 feet away just stopped. And I was like, those people just watched this bird just fall out of the sky with a guy standing on the side of the road with a shotgun. I mean, it was 100%. I mean, he was flying that way, and it's just kind of the way. He didn't shoot over the road or nothing. But I was just like, that's insane for those people.
Yeah.
They had no idea what just happened.
Yeah, that was tough. Like that would be tough over there because where y'all were at, because you've literally got you definitely can't shoot really that much over your right shoulder.
Oh yeah, you have 180 degrees, and that's it.
Yeah, because then those birds were literally landing in the tree directly on the other side of the road, every bit of
kept
20 yards
watching
away from you.
The power
it was
lines
closer
above
than that.
y'all.
It was probably 20 feet probably.
20
like,
feet.
Yeah,
20 feet.
that
Or
was
however wide the road is.
yeah
for
plus
sure.
20 feet
Yeah.
probably. Yeah, that was crazy because I was just watching. I was like, well, that landed in that tree over there. That landed in that tree right there. I was waiting for him to come back over top of y'all because then they would have got absolutely smoked.
And for the record, every single time that you and John or Josh and his dad shot, we got rained on every single trigger.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. I don't know. Like, the bird would be in the center of the field and bang, bang, bang. All around us were like, dude, it didn't even look like that bird was anywhere close to us. It
Yeah.
was, but, I mean,
Well, Frankie was over there with Josh's dad, and we'd be like, y'all got a bird coming at you, and Frankie'd pull up. I think he shot and just one shot just dropped
Everything
he
Every
pulled up
single
on,
time.
man. He could shoot.
There's a couple I look over there, and that thing was just doing the old slow
the old helicopter
Oh,
down.
yeah.
helicopter down. That was a beautiful shot, man. Just
Yeah,
And I think, was Frankie shooting the Belgium A5 that he
Yeah.
was shooting in the morning?
yeah,
When we were goose hunting, he was sitting there and he was like, dang, screws are falling out of this thing. When we were sitting in the A-frame in the morning, and then he decided to bring it out in the dub field too. I was like, dude, you're going to be losing parts walking through this field.
yeah. He literally had his knife out, just screwing screws back
Yeah.
into it.
savage.
But that's like a sweet gun.
Oh,
I mean,
dude, the
that's-
thing was so nice.
yeah,
But you could just tell it was old. Like, even Josh said something about it at the end of the goose hunt in the morning. I mean,
Yeah.
the barrel was already rusted. It was just so, like, it was surface rusted already.
Yeah.
So,
and that will. I mean, it's got like a family history too. I think
Yeah.
with. He was telling us about it in the
Yeah,
blind. Well, I couldn't
forgot.
really, he was telling you, but I couldn't really hear it that well.
I think he said his brother made both the forehand and the stock for it, like
Yeah.
carved it and
Oh,
everything.
that's
I mean,
sick.
yeah, it's cool for sure.
It's a cool little gun. We'll see if we can get a photo of it.
Yeah.
Post it to the story, stuff like that.
I
But
didn't even see it.
huh?
I didn't even get to see it.
Hey, Josh has shot it before.
Really?
Yeah. Josh has definitely shot it before.
I think Josh brought that gun the very first time I hunted with any of you boys. Like,
Yeah, he probably did.
I think it was the first time that I hunted with was the opener of last duck season was on Thursday,
Mhm.
and Josh invited me on Friday, and it was me, Josh, and Robbie,
Yeah.
and I think that's the gun that Josh was shooting, and Josh shot I think 3 of his 4 mallards that morning,
Oh yeah, that's a
It's
sweet
just-
shooting gun. It
Yeah.
really is. I mean,
and Josh can shoot. So
yeah, Josh can shoot too.
you put
yeah.
anything in John Harris, Caleb Link, or Josh's hand, they're gonna.
Yeah, well, Josh can shoot anything but that 20 gauge. That he had a like one of the first years we ever went dove hunting. I think it's the second year. We go out to this one field. Josh brings his 20 gauge out there, and I mean, I'm talking. I think the man went through 4 boxes of shells and shot 2 doves.
Hey, I was better than that yesterday. I
No, like,
I
it
only
was-
shot through 2 boxes.
It was bad, and like so we put him in the hot corner because it was like I mean, Josh can shoot. We know he can shoot, and he had his 20 gauge. It was a Stoker 20 gauge, and he was just sitting over there, and we'd be like, "Josh, you got one coming?" And then all of a sudden you hear boom, 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 and then that bird's still flying. And we're like, "What is going on?" And Josh is like, "I have no idea." But as soon as he put that Stoker, that 20 gauge up, and shot his 12 gauge, it just
Didn't he
knocked him
sell that
down.
gun?
Oh yeah,
Like,
'cause he-
shortly after that
because he
hunt?
was like, "Yeah, I'm done with this." He's like, "I can't shoot it. I can't shoot it." But so pretty much, I think we all have 20 gauges,
Yeah.
and we all pretty much. Me and Huey have the same 20 gauge, but y'all two have 2 different ones. So we'll talk
Yeah.
about those. I shot my 20 gauge at the goose opener with Boss. You didn't. You shot your 12.
Yeah, I shot
'cause
my
You had a
SVD3.
2 for it.
Yeah.
You got a 2 for your 12 gauge.
Yeah, I got 2
Yeah.
from a 12 gauge.
Yeah. So and then you've got your 12 gauge and then a 20 gauge too. What? Let's just ask everybody. What do they prefer shooting? What do y'all like the 12 gauge or the 20 gauge better?
I would say at the moment right now, just because I just picked up my Rite, a couple months ago or something like that, and I haven't shot it that much. Probably my 12, just because I've shot it for 4 years now,
Right.
And I'm just comfortable with it.
Right.
But I think I'm gonna fall in love with it. I mean, not as expensive as the SB3
Yeah.
for sure, but I mean it seems to do the trick,
Right.
and I like it. It's light, it swings fast, so
Yeah.
hopefully I get used to it. It was going to be the wife's gun, but then she decided to buy a horse, so I took it back.
I took it back.
Yeah, she wanted a gun so she can go hunting with me, and so I said, hey, here's a gun. I'd shot one before, one of my buddy Cody. He's got one, and I went and shot it, and I was like, this thing's pretty smooth. I mean, I don't want to spend a bunch of money on it just for her first gun. And so I pondered about it for months, and I was like, you know what? She wants a gun now, so I'm going to get it. I get it, and then I picked it up the day before my birthday. I dropped it off at Cerakote because she wanted a different color, and I couldn't get it in all black. And so she wanted a different color. I dropped it off at Cerakote, and then 2 days after that, she walks into the bedroom and shows me this picture of a horse. And I was like, what? She's like, I want it. And I was like, you have got to be out of your mind. And
That
so
horse, that's a beautiful horse. It's also massive.
it's enormous.
It's
He
a
weighs like
massive horse.
the vet just came out there a couple weeks ago or something and said that he weighed like 1,310
Jeez.
pounds. I was like, dang. But
That's a
yeah,
big boy.
the
It's a
Rite,
big
the Rite
boy.
is going to be hopefully my workhorse, kind of like
Yeah.
how you guys all
Which,
run
uh,
your 20 gauge.
Which Rite do you have?
The Gordian. Yeah,
Gordian.
so it's not the Masimara that Chris
Yeah.
Durant has.
Yeah.
It's a step down from that, but I mean,
No, I shot it, and I shot it when we went shooting.
it kicks like a mule.
It
though.
does.
But
I
I
was
mean,
surprised.
it cycles good in high
Yeah.
brass. But everybody that I've talked to, even Chris said with his Masamara, said that it takes a bunch of shells to break them in. So I
Right.
think, I mean, in the couple weeks that I've been shooting it, I mean, I probably put 300 shells through it already,
Right.
and I think now it's starting to. It cycled low brass yesterday,
Yeah.
so I should be good to go.
Yeah, that's good. I was surprised, how it fit into your hands when I shot it. That was
I mean, I think
probably I mean, can we get
This man's choked up over here.
hey, don't be like that. Don't do that, man. Like that's on the pod.
You can't say nothing. As soon as I said it, I knew it. I knew it.
I saw Tanner's soul leave his body whenever he
like,
said that.
no.
And I was like, I can't look at Caleb Link because I'm gonna laugh.
I literally was looking at him. I couldn't even talk. But back to what I was saying. It fits like the SB3.
Oh,
it really does.
the-
Like
the
for
whole
the
front-
forehand, the
yeah.
four-hole forehand and everything.
sure.
It was. I mean, it is different. It does kick more than like the gun that
Yeah.
the SB3. I mean, I still like it. I was like, but another good shooting gun is Caleb Link's. Talk about yours.
Y'all all three shoot inertia guns, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
all three inertia.
I've only ever had gas guns. I've only ever shot, or really, I've shot a bunch of them. But the only two guns I own, or three, I just bought another 20 gauge. But
Did you?
Yeah,
What'd you get?
no, it's real cheap. It's a Charles Daly. Y'all ever heard one of those?
I don't
I've
think
heard
I
of a
remember you
Charles
buying
Daly,
that.
but-
Dude, bought it $210.
No lie.
It's kind of nice. I'm not gonna
That's
lie.
pretty sweet.
It's also at Cerakote right now.
Who are you getting it? Who's doing it?
I don't remember the guy's name, but he lives on Brown Road. It's Locked and Loaded Precision Gunsmithing
Oh, cool.
or something like that. And he's doing it. But anyways, the other two guns I have, the 12 is a A300 Outlander Beretta, and the 20 gauge I have is a A400 Ultima Beretta in the 20, and that thing, sweet.
That's a sweet shooting gun.
They shoot so nice. I just can't get behind. Like even you said it before, the fore grip on those guns is just so much fatter than the SB3, and
Yeah.
it was just when she was looking at the gun, I wanted an A400, but I was like, her hands are tiny. There's no way she's
Yeah.
gonna be able to hold this thing. So
Of course.
Link, what'd you have in Texas?
The 20,
400.
the 20.
Yeah, you was dropping them.
The
like
20
dimes out
and
there.
the Kent shot shells 2 and 4 blend, put them down.
Put them down.
Didn't have a chance.
The man turned me on to the Kent shells for sure.
The
I
Kent
was
shells is
over
where
there
it's
like,
at.
you know what? I don't really know about that. And then whenever I shot them, I was like, okay, these actually are
I
pretty
think
freaking nice.
you shot those the last day that we were in Kansas for the first time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd shot Kent BBs before out of my 12 gauge, and I thought they did well. But whenever I was skeptical about the 20 gauge, with it being smaller, everything like that,
Yeah.
then I was like, but then he was like, just try it. And I was like, all right, I'll try it. And as soon as I tried it, I was like, okay, this is actually legit. So that was cool. But which one do you like shooting better?
Dude, honestly, I love shooting that 12 gauge, but that 20 has got like all the bells and whistles. It's got like the overcharged charging hand or the oversized charging handle, the oversized the push button. That's the one thing I hate about my 12 gauge.
It was. I saw that yesterday. That button is so
it's
small.
small, and that thing is hard to push in. And if your hands ever get cold duck hunting with it,
Hard to find and push.
It's
oh
right there
my
above
gosh.
the trigger, ain't it? On the bottom side.
Yeah, so it's like if the trigger's here, it's probably, I don't know, 3 or 4 inches in front of it. It's up past the charging handle of the gun, which I kind of like it there. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
But probably I love shooting that A400. That thing shoots real good.
Yeah. So that's one of the reasons why I bought a 20 gauge was I had the 12, and I was like, well, my wife, if she wants to ever shoot dove or if she ever wants to go hunt, she can do the 20 gauge. Well, of course, I bought the 20 gauge, and she was like, I like the 12 gauge more. It fit.
Dude, literally on Monday was an opener. Yeah, Sunday we went to our property and shot clays with her parents, and she had shot the Rite for like the first couple of rounds, and she shot pretty good. I mean, I got the full choke in it. And then I brought out the 12 gauge, and I was like, this gun kicks more, but it is a nicer setup. Like, It's got the cheek pad on it, like the Rite doesn't. It's got a nicer buttstock on it. And she shot that thing and turned around and goes, I like this gun way better. And I was like, what?
Yeah.
What? You have got to be out of your mind. And she's like, yeah, this is the gun I'm going to shoot. And I was like, okay, well, I guess I'm going to be forced to shoot the Rite now. But I like it, so.
Well, that's good. And the other thing, too, is I was sitting there and I said, I mean, if you want to shoot the 12, you can. It's just got more kick. I don't know why she likes it better. I think it's just a feel.
I think, for sure, even Mariah said that the cheek pad just gives, like, a sense of security. Like, they don't think it's going to hurt as bad. I mean,
See, both of mine's got the cheek pad.
Yeah.
So I was just.
I don't know.
That
why.
makes no sense.
No
why,
sense
but
at all,
but no, she picked up Caleb Link's gun and it's like, yeah, this is the one I want. And I'm just like, of course it is.
She said it was our gun.
Oh
yesterday.
yeah, it's y'all's gun now. Yeah.
Wild behavior.
Yeah.
Wild behavior.
She said she literally was calling it that the whole day. She's like, yeah, our gun over here. I'm just like, no, that's not Caleb Link's because Caleb Link's is like he's just letting you use it. Don't think that you can just get it whenever you get that gun whenever you want it.
When she walked over there and yesterday afternoon, she had it in her hand. I saw that she was walking up with it. I looked at Tanner. I was like, dude, there's no way you bought her an A400. And he was, nah, that's Caleb's.
Yeah. And she was like, no, it's not. It's ours.
Yeah.
It's ours.
But what do you think, Huey? Which one do you prefer?
I mean, it's tough. I mean, I like my 20 gauge. I like my 12 gauge. When I'm laying in a kickback or a layout blind, I like my 12 gauge because I don't have to pick it up as hard. But when I'm in a blind, like an A-frame, it's so much easier with the 20 gauge because they're smaller, they're lighter, and stuff like that. But for mallards, 20 gauge. For geese, I'm 12 gauge, but it's a good mix.
Yeah. That definitely makes sense. I mean, I'm definitely more. I'll really slant towards a 20 gauge. I'm more like 80-20. Like if I know we're shooting just big Tonys in like Kansas or something like that, to where they're just massive and it's late season, a lot of feathers, everything like that, I'll bring the 12 gauge. And if I know they might be a little bit longer shots, stuff like that, I'm gonna bring the 12 gauge in a layout and a A-frame or whatever. But any other time, the 20's coming with me. I'm shooting Boss probably. I'm going to start shooting more Kents. Anyway,
did you shoot all Kents yesterday?
No, I shot some.
Shot some Kent shells.
Some Kents,
yeah, because I saw them.
And they dropped them geese.
And were those the 2 4s?
Yeah, those
that
are
you
2
were
4
shooting?
ones. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, every bird that you shot except for the
two,
the one that you shot at twice. I mean,
yeah. I just started some points I just started grabbing shells out of a bag, and I shot more Boss than I wanted to because it's expensive.
Yeah, a little pricey.
But I was just grabbing shells because I was trying to go get geese, load back up, everything like that. But no, yeah, I would say the 20 gauge is by far my favorite. And also too, another reason why I like it is also sort of the science behind it. I know we do a podcast, but I listen to other podcasts too. And, they're also saying like, the 20 gauge pattern will come out tighter. It might not stay as tight for as long, but it's going to come out tighter and it's going to be a better pattern for you. Correct me if I'm wrong.
No, you're right. You're right. You're right.
That's
I was
100%
just gonna add with the way that shells are nowadays, you can get away with shooting the smaller gauge gun and be fine.
Yeah.
That's one thing that tripped me up for a while because I was like, all these ducks, they're coming down from Canada.
Yeah.
Late season.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to hit them with something real heavy, and it's gonna have to be going real fast.
Yeah.
But if you shoot a 20 gauge and you put it where it needs to be put, they're dead.
Yeah.
SPA3 does have a 28 gauge now.
They do,
Yeah.
and that's what I was going to say. A lot of people that I listen to, a lot of guys are going these sub gauges.
Yeah.
The 20, the 28s, and even some guys are shooting some semi-auto 410s.
I've
and
seen that too.
Absolutely
Yeah.
smoking birds with it. And for the longest time, I was like, how is that a thing?
I saw a guy during turkey season shoot a turkey with a 410 from 35 yards, folded up like a cheap lawn chair, dude.
Really?
Dude, folded him.
Dang.
Folded him.
It's just crazy what these shells are doing now. Like, there's so many different ones. You got Boss, that's like, I guess, more like your pinnacle of like shells. Like that, I guess that would be your top shell right now. Boss and Apex, I feel like, are your two sort of top. The next, the only because I don't know about them is what those shots.
The shots ammo.
Ammo, yeah.
I've been sending you
I've
guys.
been
I've been sending you guys
interested
some
about
videos
those.
of that. And was it Cole Townsend?
Yeah.
Cole
I saw that
Townsend's
video.
been posting videos, and he's in North Dakota or South Dakota right now, shooting the early geese for the last couple weeks. And all he's been shooting is 8-shot at Big Tony's, and absolutely folding these birds, 50+ yards. With 8-shot, and it's like, dude, that's what you would shoot for.
That's
doves.
steel too.
Yeah,
It's
and it's steel. It's not even
Boss is-
bismuth load or nothing.
it's insane. It's
So it makes you think. Are these companies that are coming out with these nice steel shells? Are they gonna put these bismuth guys? And it's what, half the price?
yeah.
Have you
So-
ever seen like a box of bismuth shells? What they cost?
Oh, Josh was talking about something, and he was like, "Oh yeah, I can get these shells, and they're still like $70 a box." And I was like,
they're
"For 20,
ridiculous. Like, I'm not-
25,
Like,
those
I'm
are
not
10.
paying that.
Yeah, they're
You know what I
those
mean?
are tungsten shells, but still, with
Yeah.
the way that I shoot, or that I was shooting yesterday, they would run me baroque.
I'm just gonna say one thing
Magra
about
had-
Steven. I'm gonna tell you one thing about Steven. This man will come out there and shoot the lights out of a skeet course.
Josh and our buddy Nick, we all went out to Hyatt on the other day or Friday or something, and I shot so good. I was feeling so good about yesterday. And
any other thing, dove, especially pigeons.
you clowned me on Josh and Robbie's podcast about this, and I was like, you know what? Maybe Tanner is right. Maybe I just shouldn't shoot birds.
No, you can shoot birds. You shot good at the geese. You shot good at the geese.
I shot decent at the geese.
Yeah, I
but
think But
any of those little small, fast-moving birds that are like little F-15s that make a whole bunch of maneuvers, I can't pick them up that quick.
no, Steven is a decent shot. On the bigger like mallards, like that kind of, and just bigger sized ducks and geese and stuff like that. But I do like just giving a bunch of crap because he's one of the more fun people to give crap to because he'll give it back. So it's.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he don't really get butthurt with about anything you say.
No, you have to say some pretty messed up.
You gotta
stuff
yell at him during the middle of a hunt.
Oh,
Yeah.
not even that. I was just like, oh well, Huey's upset. Sucks for him. I take corrective criticism.
Well, I will give it to
but-
Steven.
but
After
it's
the
kinda-
hunt, he was like, "Man, I did not see those birds. I'm sorry." I'm like,
Oh yeah, I don't want to mess up, and especially like on a hunt like that, like I don't want to mess nothing up for nobody.
"We weren't mad at
but-
you. We were just telling you."
Oh
hey,
no, you were mad.
You
were-
were
you-
100%
you were mad.
pissed off. Yeah. No, because I was another thing about that goose hunt too is this is the one hunt that Steven didn't ask me. Like, you think we're gonna kill these birds today?
What was that? That was the field that we shot all the mallards in.
Yeah.
I asked
Yeah.
you and Caleb Link. I was like, "Are we actually going to kill birds?" Because I was driving an hour every single day heading north into Nebraska, and I was getting tired of it. And I shouldn't say tired of it. I had found a bunch of birds, and I was like, I had a good size mallard and goose feed.
Yeah.
There was a bunch of birds, and there was a bunch of widgeons in that field too.
Yeah.
And then I was like, you know what? Maybe Tanner and Caleb might have something. And they were like, it's right by the house. And I was like, you know what? If I don't have to drive for a day, that'd be kind of nice.
because that was like a 20-minute drive.
I don't even know.
Bro,
I was
it
looking at
was
Onyx
10.
the other.
Dude,
It was 10
close.
because it was short because Tanner was going there. I remember him saying, "We got a 5-minute drive in the house. We get to sleep in, Link."
Yeah.
And then as soon as Cole cranked the dually,
That wasn't
off
even
the
what
house.
really woke us up. It was y'all just sitting in there yelling and screaming and going on. And I literally looked at Link and I said, "Let's just get up. Let's just get up." But no, so that was fun. But literally, we both looked at each other when Steven said that and was like, "Shut up! Yeah, they're here."
I think it was Josh and Robbie's podcast. Josh was talking about that muley.
Oh,
I've
yeah.
got that video of that muley running through them ducks.
Oh, you do?
Yeah. So we'll put that out
All
on
right,
the
yeah,
on the Insta.
we'll definitely have to do
Yeah.
that for sure because that was cool.
That was
That
cool.
was definitely
also
cool.
that same day that we were driving around looking for them birds, we saw a group of like 10 or 15 pronghorn, which is real cool.
Oh
too.
yeah, we did. Yeah, it's just cool. Just to, I mean, you don't so many things you don't normally see around
I
here.
mean, you're
that
not
you
seeing a
get out
pronghorn in Kannapolis.
there.
You know what I mean?
No,
Yeah.
definitely not.
Yeah, and even Joshua mentioned it in their podcast about just in the size of the deer out there, like
Oh, they're
the
huge.
whitetails.
Massive,
I mean,
massive.
Josh and I were driving down. I think it was it the night that we were getting there? Maybe.
Could have been.
I thought Josh was going to jump out on the side of my truck, and the sun was setting, and he was like, "I've never seen a typical 8-point that has had that much mass behind
Yeah.
it." And he called like 4 or 5 different people in the matter of the next 15 minutes, just telling them about this deer.
He calls me. He's like, "Are you seeing these
Yeah.
deer on the side of the road?" I'm like, "I am. I'm in front of you. I see them too."
Dude, that was
But crazy. It's crazy out there. I mean, it's just
Yeah.
a different type of ball game.
And that was also the time we were seeing the 1,000 bird feeds on the side of the interstate.
just going
about-
down the road.
oh yeah, yeah. We
Do
were
you
Yeah.
remember that one we pulled on the side of the highway?
And just
Like,
watched?
Literally locked them down.
Yeah.
I speed, by the way.
Yeah.
But locked them down at like
We
95.
move.
Locked them
Yeah.
down at 95. And we stopped on the side of the interstate and looked at these birds. And it wasn't even one of the biggest feeds that we found.
No, yeah.
And it was 2 or 3 hours from the place we were staying.
Yeah.
this
And we
like-
were debating on driving back to it because
Yeah,
we were
Was
like,
this y'all's
we're
first time going to Kansas?
yeah.
Yes.
This is my first time hunting out of state for anything. I mean,
Really?
I don't.
that was your first. Well, that was your first time in Texas too. That was
Yeah.
all
Oh
of our
my
first time.
God.
Well, so Huey went to Texas twice, but because the first time you shot ducks in Texas.
Yeah, the first time me and Shuffle went down there, we had a bunch of puddle ducks. They were I can't remember what they were, but they weren't widgeon.
I know you shot a shoveler, like a hen.
We shot some shovelers, but
If I might have looked at this picture the other day. Was that the day that you guys shot a bunch of widgeon and that shoveler?
I think it was widgeon actually. I can pull that
Yeah,
picture
just
up.
pull up the picture and we'll see. But no, that was because that was a year me and Cole we both
The
were gonna
babies.
have a baby. He actually had one before me in December, and then I was having one in March. Well, I wasn't having it. My wife was.
Yeah, your
But-
wife.
Oh, yeah.
Your wife was supposed to do Mariah's hair for our wedding.
Oh yeah, that,
and then called Mariah and said, "Hey, I'm gonna have Rowden, and
Yeah, widgeon.
I'm not gonna be able to make your wedding."
Yeah, they
Yeah.
actually were widgeon.
But we love Rowden and Madison.
too.
So,
he was salty
all
though
good.
at the beginning.
oh no, I didn't really care. I mean, I hadn't met y'all yet. I'd heard so much about you, and Mariah was like, Madison, I think that you guys would get along really well. And now, I mean, I see you
All the time.
Now you're on
yeah.
the pod.
If you
five,
see
5 days a week and
you
on the
see-
pod.
Yeah, you see these fine tables right here. This is mine and Steven's craftsmanship. All right.
Yeah.
Don't if they look crappy, then don't.
Yeah,
just
just
keep it to
keep-
yourself.
yeah, just
keep
keep
it
that
to
in your
yourself.
head.
Yeah, we ain't here for that. But
Yeah, because whenever me and Shuffle was in Texas, Cole FaceTimes us as we're hunting, and they were in the hospital. I remember that now.
yeah, because I think they
It was
like y'all went down December 9. It's like
somewhere in there.
somewhere around in there. But yeah, it was. I just remember getting videos from y'all, and it was crazy. It was just
December
crazy.
7th.
But no, yeah, that was some crazy hunts. That was Link. We shot geese all, and we shot some mallards. We shot a mallard or two. Didn't
Yeah, we shot a few on that last day with the Fowler High boys.
Yeah, that was cool.
Oh,
Yeah,
shout out Cameron.
Shout out.
yeah. So they make some cool stuff. Y'all go check out Fowler High for sure. They make some
I
awesome
talked to
stuff.
Cameron on the phone today. He said our shipment should be going out end of this week.
Perfect.
time.
That new land you're gonna be looking
Yeah.
hot.
Don't.
with.
I saw Tanner's on, or was it Cole's? Who
We both have
You
one.
both had yours on
Yeah.
yesterday.
His is a
Monday morning.
His is the light brown, I think. Mine's like the darker brown.
Yeah.
Do y'all have the gun hook from Fowler?
No, that thing's sick.
thing,
Did you get that?
Sweet, yeah. I think it's like $30 or $40. It's
Yeah.
a leather strap that clips on the end
Oh,
of
I've
your
Yeah,
seen
that's
that.
cool.
That
I've seen
thing's
that.
sweet. Yeah.
If you guys train dogs, or you have a dog that you work, I mean, even in the water or whatever, they make this really cool. Like it was like I forgot what it's technically called, but you hook your whistle to, you hook your remote to. It's like a dog
It's like a
training
call lanyard,
Yeah,
but-
it's like a dog training lanyard, but it's like a real thin piece, so it's perfect. You can wear that. Honestly, if I was working a dog or something like that, I'd wear that with my duck call lanyard too, because it's small enough to where it's not going to be
It's
too
very
much on your
thin
neck.
leather. It's like a
Yeah.
It's like a
almost
strap. Just
not
like
even
real
a
thin
strap. It's more of a
Yeah, they just make some
It's
really cool
rolled,
stuff.
but-
And what was also cool, like when we were in Texas, was hunting with those guys and just hunting with different people. Because I mean, we were already a pretty decent sized group out there.
Yeah.
It was
Um,
18 of us.
Well, that one hunt was 18, but we were already. So Caleb was like, we got to have, if we're gonna hunt this feed, we got to have at least 16 people.
Well, no. So
And-
that morning was supposed to be more than that. You
Yeah,
know
we're
that,
supposed
right?
to have like 22 or
Yeah.
something.
It
And
was
we probably
gonna-
still would have limited.
Yeah.
Yeah, which
Well-
is insane that he's bringing that number of people on every, or I shouldn't say every hunt, but a majority of the hunt.
And you
he's
know what?
Still shooting limits.
And you know what?
Every
He was shooting limits
single
every single day.
Yeah.
Shout out Long Neck for that one right
Yeah,
there.
Long Neck. If y'all go to Texas for any kind of guide service, Long Neck's is the place to go
But-
for sure.
Little backstory on this hunt we're talking about here. We were on the side of the interstate somewhere in Texas, and he's like, we found these feed. This is the feed that Link's talking about in the video from Texas. As soon as you're talking about that retention pond holding like 10,000
Oh,
birds.
yeah.
So he said, if we hunt here, we got to have a minimum of 20, 25 people. And I'm sitting there thinking, I'm like, 25 people, I don't like that.
That's
I
a
don't
lot of guns.
That's a lot of guns.
That's a lot of guns.
That's a
And-
big hide, too.
It's a big hide. Well, we get there and he's like, well, this truck got stuck and it's got 8 people in it. And so those people didn't get to come because they got
They
stuck.
they were going crane hunting. They
Yeah,
were gonna come with us, and I think they asked them and was like, I think we'd rather. They gave them the option of, hey, you want to go hunt this field? Do you want to hunt this pond with a bunch of these people, or do you want to go hunt these cranes? And we'll probably shoot a limit on cranes. So they went to go shoot the cranes. And what was also cool about it is, we don't. I mean, we're experienced, decently experienced hunters, but we don't. This is the first time ever in Texas, and it was cool to hunt with other guys who like are from that area, who are experienced in that area,
Yeah.
and also meet those new people, from Fowler Hyde, and those are some really cool guys over there.
Just build relationships with
Yeah.
great people in the industry.
Yeah,
And it's like what I was saying with Cameron, that they started doing these things called dove totes. And every time I got on Instagram this weekend, or yesterday in general, I saw someone different post a picture of the dove tote. And I called him today and tell him, like, look, dude, I've seen like 15 stories yesterday of just y'all's dove tote. I mean, that's insane.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
insane.
it's just some really good quality products.
Yeah, that's what
I
happens
mean-
when you make good stuff.
Yeah.
You're a good company.
And they got cool hats too. Their
They do
hats
have
are
some
I have one of their
sick
hats
hats.
in the truck right now.
Yeah.
Dude, that thing's sweet.
Yeah, so we're doing a giveaway. It'll be posted sometime this week, but there is a Fowler Hyde hat in there, and it is a sick hat.
Listen,
So
if he would have sent me 2, one would have been at my house before I would have brought it up. I ain't gonna lie to you.
I figured you would.
You heathen fool.
Yeah, he's
Huh?
thieves.
You
He's
a
thief,
heathen
man.
fool.
Yeah. Tell you.
Sorry, like a hat.
All
I
right,
gotta
but here, well,
I gotta cover this hairline somehow.
Jeez. Hey, nobody even had to say. He brought it on himself.
he did. He brought it on himself. That's why he wears a hat. But
Hey, just leave
yeah,
it on.
hey,
just leave it
these
on.
lights are real
Just-
bright in here.
Yeah,
all right?
yeah.
Forehead shining, son.
Old Mr. Clean
Cover
over
your
here.
eyes, Link. Cover your eyes. But so pretty much, another thing, you guys, we have the season coming up. Is there stuff that you guys, are excited about this year? What do you think this year's going to entail? Just sort of elaborate on, sort of what you're thinking, how the year for your hunts are going to go.
I'm super excited about opening day, North Carolina. That 3-day split.
Mm-hmm.
Always shoot a bunch of birds that day because they're real dumb.
Yeah,
They do
real
real
dumb.
dumb stuff. And then honestly excited to deer hunt.
told myself I was going to take the second split off and just deer hunt and see what happens. Because usually the second split kind of sucks.
Yeah,
here.
it does. Yeah.
And then hop back on at third split maybe. But
Yeah. The only time it's ever really good around here second split is when it gets cold.
Yeah.
And
If
it's
it
never
gets
cold.
But if it does,
If it gets pretty cold, stuff like that, and you have some cold mornings, then you'll have some birds. But other than that, the past few years, that second split's really been trash.
yeah.
So, but what about you, Steven?
I think just hunting with the whole crew. I mean, last year was the first year with you guys, and
This will be your first full year.
first full year.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I came in, I guess, the second day of the first
Yeah.
3-day split, so I got cut 1 day short.
Well,
but-
yeah, you missed the Septemberness, all the September
Oh yeah,
stuff
all
too.
the
Yeah,
goose and
yeah.
dove and all that stuff. But
Yeah.
I mean, just the whole season going back out to Kansas again. I mean, I can't.
Yeah.
I've already been looking on Onyx, just scrolling. They've got some new settings on there. So, but hunting around here too. I mean, I don't work on Fridays, so I mean, if anybody else can sneak away and get a Friday morning hunt in, some of us only work, as Tanner likes to say, like part time.
Yeah, part-time workers
Yeah.
over here.
Yep.
Now, both of y'all went to Kansas for the first time last year. Is there something you've learned from hunting out of state in Kansas and in Nebraska that you want to put forward to this coming season?
I think doesn't matter where the birds are. If you can't hide, you can't kill them.
That's
a
that
big
is
thing.
That was the most perfect
Oh
answer.
yeah, I don't even know if I.
Oh, you got to follow that up,
Jeez.
Steve. Steven, you
He's
gotta-
cooked. He's
Yeah.
cooked.
Yeah, he's
I'm
done.
done for it. I'm
He
done
already
for
can't
it.
really
Yeah.
think on his
Steven's
feet,
like, yeah.
I'd rather hunt a field with 200 birds where you could hide really good than 20,000 birds for sure.
Oh
Where
yeah.
you're not hiding very good.
And touch on that real
Oh no,
quick.
20. You
I
told me
mean-
about 20,000.
Yeah, I mean, your odds are definitely
You know what I
way
mean?
better.
Wait.
I'm not great
I
at
was
math,
gonna
but
be
your
like,
odds
I was
are
gonna be
pretty
like,
good.
yeah. Then I was like, wait. Oh,
Nah.
Everybody listening and watching right now, you know what I mean. These guys, ridiculous. Can't live with them.
I mean,
Can't live
I
without
will
us
say,
either, though.
I will say, anything you say wrong, we're gonna get. What did you say?
I said can't live without us either.
Oh
though.
no, yeah, 100%. You can't.
But
Oh jeez.
Dude, this is gonna
I
be a
mean,
fun season.
20,000
sure.
birds with some snow, with some snow, and using the shower curtains as hide.
That was a bad hide.
That was the biggest
was
flop I've
our-
ever seen. In
That
my
was
life.
that was a bad moment for Flock's Water Valley.
I
I'm just
can-
not going to mention that on the
Yeah,
podcast.
we're not gonna talk about it anymore because we've talked about it so many times.
That was
We're
I
not-
will. I will say that was my least favorite hunt I've ever been on in my life. I've never been more scared with the firearm in my hand. Whenever we shot into that first flock, and I just got my gun back from Cerakote, and I didn't clean it, and I
Oh
released.
my God, I remember that.
I put another shell in, and I released the bolt, and the firing pin was frozen forward, and I had a negligent discharge, and luckily I had my gun pointed in a safe direction. There was nobody out there, but I was.
I was out there.
You were like 600 yards to my
Hey,
left.
look, he was trying to kill me. He could say it wasn't, but you know.
Yeah.
But all right,
I'll
so
try harder
Steven,
next
you're not getting away from this. What was something that you learned last year in Kansas that you're gonna put forward to this year?
Yeah, so setting up a goose spread, I mean, I wouldn't even thought really before about having some birds on the backside, those 4 that we set out to stop birds. I would have never have known that before we hunted in Kansas. Just kind of, I guess, decoys and a hole. I mean, I never thought about using silhouettes, but I mean, there's
Yeah.
time and place for everything. If you need
Yeah.
numbers, then you can run them, but if on certain days like the sun and you
Yeah.
have to run full bodies just because it's more
And there's a lot of trial and error going.
natural. Oh, for sure,
Going into
for sure.
this. And-
Everything's
and
a
you learn
learning
something every
experience.
year.
Yeah.
It's fun to just learn. It really is, and I think we've learned a lot. And another thing too is, I mean, the family group on the end over there for the opener that worked out really well. But at the beginning it didn't because we put it wrong. But as soon as we moved it, then it worked
Yeah, I
fine.
mean, what?
So
15 feet made a difference
Yeah.
between finishing birds and not finishing birds. I mean,
it's just real. It's crazy, and those birds
Yeah.
are dumb.
yeah,
at the
they're dumb. I mean,
beginning.
it's the first time they've been shot at in 6
Yeah.
months or whatever.
Yeah, and they got a bunch of young birds too. And
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it's fun. But another thing too. So you just got your gun Cerakoted. The colors, what are they? What'd you sort of do with it?
It's I I don't remember the I guess gold is called a burnt bronze.
Mm-hmm.
I think. I don't remember I think it might be a Magpul green. Like
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember what Magpul green it is. Whenever Mariah picked out the colors for it, I wasn't too thrilled on it, and I got it back, and I was like, I don't know about this, but I think, like in the pictures that you guys took yesterday, and I saw
it looks good in the photos.
Yeah, I looked at it in
Yeah.
the photos. I was like, all right, this thing is kind of clean looking.
Yeah.
So the green's definitely growing on me. I've got the same color on my SB3 with the black, and I really wanted. I was trying to talk her into doing
Like
an opposite, like
yin
I've
and
got-
yang. Yeah.
So, but she didn't want it. But now I'm just kind of like, I
No,
like
yeah.
this. I
It
think
looks
it's a
good.
good like field gun. I guess
Yeah.
like early season with the green and the tan. And
Yeah.
I mean, it's just kind of.
I mean, it looks
Slick.
good. I was definitely on the same boat as the questionable with the green.
Yeah.
And I had told you that before.
Oh yeah,
And,
yeah. I mean, I'd sent it
yeah.
to you. I think I had sent it to everybody. I think everybody was kind of on the same page.
Yeah.
I mean, as a whole, like even myself included, I was like, I don't know. I
Yeah.
don't know how this is gonna look out. But luckily, the guys over at Red 5 Works. I mean, they were like, if you don't like it, then
You know.
we can make it right. So they
Yeah.
they got it back, and I was like, I don't know. But I mean, within the first week, I was like, all right, this thing is kind of slick looking. So,
So, yeah, you know, it does look good, especially in the photos when you put an edit.
Yeah.
And like, it's just clean look. And you said yours at Cerakoting right now.
Mm-hmm.
What are you sort of doing with that?
It's a snow camo.
Oh.
oh,
Yeah, it's not gonna give away too many details, but it's got it's like battleship gray, and it's got some black streaks in it, and it's possibly gonna have a little bit of maybe some white,
That'd be cool.
maybe some white in it.
That'd be
So,
cool.
w-
That's pretty
TBD.
sweet. Yeah, well,
he
I
said
gotta,
he was gonna work his magic on it. I was like,
let's.
it's
I'm
cra-
excited to see that.
it's
That's
good,
gonna.
man.
That seems like it's gonna be cool.
Does he
I-
do a lot of crazy stuff on
I don't
us?
think so.
Like
I think
Wild
he's just
designs,
no. He's a really good gunsmith though.
really?
Yeah,
We've
my
had-
hat
it's
to him.
crazy what I mean. The guy that did both my guns now, I mean, has done Cole's gun.
He did Cole's.
He did
Jimmy's.
Jimmy's gun. I mean, both Cole and Jimmy's gun. I mean,
Yeah, he did. He's done one of Meesmer's guns too. Caleb Meesmer's done. He's done. He fixed my gun after Caleb scratched the mess out of it.
yep,
After I'd had it for like 2 days.
yeah.
But yeah, he fixed that. He's gonna do my 12 gauge again. I just got to take it over there. I meant to take it this summer, but then I forgot. That's gonna be a sweet
The-
design.
We're gonna keep that on the down
Oh
low
yeah,
on
that one.
But that's
That
gonna,
one's gonna
that's
be
gonna
a
come out
sweet
slick
design
for sure.
Yeah, Jimmy's gun. What he did was like a old school like fighter jet
fighter jet,
or like
I
a
mean,
bomber.
Yeah, that,
like
I
that.
mean, that's a slick. But anything that I mean, you can get. I've seen like going on Red 5 Works Instagram page. I mean,
Yeah.
if you scroll through there, you're like, how do you even do that?
Right.
Like, I mean, there's some
It's
stuff
insane.
insane.
It's insane.
Like, you have to be so like good at what you do to have everything perfect every single
yeah.
time, and they will. Those guys over there will make it right. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
they got
Well-
my gun done twice, 3 times, putting it back together. They scratched, putting a bolt in or whatever like this. They're like, "Oh, we're stripping it back down, and we're doing it again." I was just,
And that's
Whatever.
that's another thing. We'll shout him out. Red 5 Works. You know, follow him on Instagram. That he does pretty much all of our guns. Just the attention to detail, especially that Red 5 Works does, is just insane. I'm excited. I haven't really talked to him about my gun or anything like that, but I am excited for him to do this next one. From seeing Stevens again, just how well he does it, and then also the design that I want to do is pretty specific. I'm obviously going to give him a little bit of creative space to do what he wants to with it, but it's going to be. We'll have to keep it on the down low. Because aren't you thinking about getting yours Cerakoted too?
So my 12 gauge, I'm gonna do something very meaningful with that one. I mean,
Oh, that's cool.
I'm gonna do that the 12 gauge, set that one up like that, and then my 20 gauge. I got a wild idea, and it's something that I like a lot. I want to do that, but I want to find someone that's gonna be like you're saying, attention to detail. I mean, I want this thing to look exactly how I want it before going into it. And I'm like, look, I want it to look like this, and I'm gonna be a Karen about it because
Yeah.
I want it to look right.
yeah.
I
I
mean,
mean,
it's-
you're paying for something
Yeah.
that I mean,
See, my 12 gauge, like I said, that's pretty much just a gun I'm not going to shoot a whole lot. So that's why I'm going to do the design on that. Especially that gun is going to have a little bit of color on it. So it's going to be more of like an A-frame type hunt. Like it's going to be where it's got to be hidden pretty much the whole time. I'll probably never paint the 20 gauge just because I beat that thing. That thing gets beat to death. I mean, it's not rusted by any means. It's not nothing like that. I'm not like throwing it, beating it against a tree or nothing like that. But it does get put to work for
Yeah.
sure.
I mean, they're a gun and they're a tool.
Oh,
I mean,
they're for sure a tool.
Yeah.
I mean, the first time that I took out the SB3, I was still hunting out of a kayak, and I forgot my paddle at the house. My dad had called me on my way to the on the way to the boat ramp that morning and said, "Hey, do you need your paddle?" And I was like, "You've got to be kidding me." He's like, "Nah," and I was like, "Well, I know there's birds here, so I'm just gonna go." And I used my gun. I mean, brand new, right out of the box as a paddle that morning, and that's kind of why I went with the black with Cerakote, so I could beat it up a little bit. And it's an easy touch up for them if I want to, but.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see yours.
Yeah, it's gonna look sick.
Yeah,
It's,
I haven't heard anything about this.
Yeah,
This is
nobody
news-
has.
this is
a-
news to
me.
This is first. This is the first time.
Breaking news.
Breaking news:
on
Caleb
the
Link
news.
is getting
Yeah.
a bad gun made.
Yeah,
Dude, that'd be
it
sick
should
for
look, It
Snowgies.
should look cool. It
That
should
would be
look cool.
sick for Snowgies right there.
It's a 20 gauge with a tube. Ooh, snow goose tube. Mm.
Hey, let's another thing too. The tubes.
It
That's a
looks
fun
so
thing.
sick on a gun.
It looks sick, but it's also real fun to shoot.
Tanner.
Dude.
Tanner. Oh my.
Dude, I'm telling you, if I got the
this
shells,
man is insane.
if I got the shells, dude, I
Yeah.
will shoot them. I don't care. I don't care if them geese are 80 yards out, however far they are. If I'm shooting them back, I'm gonna
Tanner
shoot
has his
because I'm be like,
handgun.
I've got if they're 80 yards or closer, I'm like, okay, I got a chance. I got a chance.
I got a
here.
chance with an X full and ball shells.
Yeah, I, was
they're
like, I
gonna get
have a
shot.
chance. I have a chance still, and then I take one shot. I'm like, I didn't even touch them.
They're literally yesterday, or opening morning, I put down my gun, and Tanner shot probably 5 times after I
No,
put
it was
down.
not 5. No
Oh,
shot.
all right.
No
He does
shot.
get-
It was
for
like
sure.
2 or 3.
He does get a
Three-
little
three-
trigger happy.
Oh, for
If
sure.
I got the shells,
his
I'm blessed.
head is down, and he is just
if I've got the
squeezing
shells
trigger.
and I'm not and nothing's behind my shot, then I'm gonna be all right. Because I was like, what's it matter?
You ain't
'Cause
gonna kill him if you don't shoot.
Exactly. I mean, y'all were there was a bunch of people who just stopped shooting. I was like, I could probably stop shooting, but I'm probably not.
But I'm not going
because
to.
I was like, they're close enough to where I still have a chance.
Yep.
And yeah, they are close enough. But obviously, my first few shots. I'm not just like.
Yeah, you're selective
I'm
on your first few,
selectively
but once they
shooting.
start getting out of the hole, it's
I'm just like, but I'm still aiming at them. I'm not just
Yeah, yeah,
firing
yeah.
to fire. Like I'm still like trying to make the best shot that I possibly can at them. But it just doesn't work out usually, and I usually waste those shells. I'm not gonna lie to you. I usually waste them.
Throwing
just
pellets.
money.
But
Just
when
throwing-
you hit
just
one,
money.
Yeah, but when
it makes you feel real good.
yeah,
When
the
you
one
flop
time I
one-
hit one, y'all will not hear the end of it. I'll be literally screaming. It's gonna. Like, hopefully that happens this year, so I can just turn to Steven and just point at him and just
told
be
ya.
like, "I told you, I
Shoulda
told you."
kept shooting.
It doesn't matter if we're across the blind or nothing like that. I'm like, Steven, you see that bird right there that just dropped? Yeah, it was me.
Yeah, that was on my 9th shot.
Yeah, I didn't clear the tube one time though.
Did you not?
I didn't clear the tube not one time.
How
See,
many does tube hold?
I think is it 9 plus 1?
I think it's 9 plus. I think it'll
Or-
hold 10 or it's either 9 or 10. I think.
Yeah, I think
No.
it might be a 9 plus.
2 3/4. You can do 2 3/4. What 11?
It might be 11. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't. That's the 12 gauge. I only shoot 3-inch out of the.
You're loading a third of the box every single
Yeah.
Dude,
time.
that just seems like a lot of work to me.
Dude, but when I'm telling you, what if you need them? That's the
What
thing.
if you don't need them?
But okay,
Me
then you
and
have them.
Tanner-
They have them.
For my bachelor party, guys, we are doing a snow goose hunt. We all got.
You're gonna need them.
You're gonna need them because you're
You're
gonna
gonna need
lay
'em.
back in a layout and just.
I have seen the snow goose hunts. They're
I'm,
crazy.
does that not make you excited?
They literally bring a case of shells, and everybody
A
shoots a
case.
case.
Yeah.
A
And I'm like,
case.
that's crazy.
The main.
Neesmer said they killed 216 in one day, and he shot a case.
That's insane.
The case is a
I'll
bunch
have
of
to bring.
shells.
I'll have to bring 5 cases with me if I want to shoot my limit.
Dude, I'm just
Yeah.
just
I don't think
blasting.
there is a limit.
Is there not? I thought it was 25.
Snow geese? No,
Yeah.
conservation season.
Conservation
It's just
season.
you
No
shoot
limit.
it. You literally just lay them out. You could shoot 1,000. They wouldn't care.
Like snow goose hunting is looks so much fun to me because you're sitting out in the field. You get some pizzas out there about lunchtime.
This man, this man is all about the food. Dude,
I love
you're
food,
not
dude.
gonna get anything by
Huey
you.
is more about all the snacks.
I love
But
me
if
some
I'm
snack.
hunting, there's a guaranteed bag of Nerds gummy clusters in my blind bag
Dude.
for sure.
Nerd gummy clusters,
Smack. I put
smack until it's freezing cold, and
they're
they're
hard as a
rock
rock.
hard.
Yeah, I put Josh and Robbie on those the first morning I hunted with them, and then it was just over. Robbie literally bummed almost an entire bag that morning that I hunted. He was like, "Hey, you got any more of them?" Yeah,
Well,
Robbie.
that's what I did with the Skittles with you in Kansas. The
Oh.
Skittles slapped. I'm
I ain't
not
gonna
gonna
lie.
lie.
Once
I got a good photo of you with the Skittles. That one's
Oh
good.
yeah, you said you were gonna post that on my birthday, and I was waiting for some sort of crazy
Steven
post.
Oh yeah.
would down some
Oh, I'll-
Skittles.
I was
Down
eating
'em.
Skittles for breakfast up until
Yeah.
like 2 months ago, and I was like, you know what? Maybe it's time to grow up and stop eating like trash.
Kayla gave me the nerd gummies for the first time on the way to the beach.
If you talk bad
And I
about
was
them, I'm gonna
like-
smack you right now,
Ain't terrible. I'll be honest with you, ain't bad.
bro. They smack.
And Kayla was like, I told you they were good. I was like, yeah, I know.
So
the
there's,
blue bag, the
there's a
berry
red
ones.
bag, a blue bag, but if you buy the ropes, there's a tropical. Trash.
Really?
They are trash. I was so excited. I was coming from the beach and I went in there and Alyssa's like, "What you gonna get?" I was like, "I don't know yet." So I come back to the truck. I'm so excited with this yellow thing. I take one bite of it. It tastes like
Just
hot,
awful.
hot garbage.
Mm.
So disappointed.
That's a shame.
It's the Sundew. I know exact gas station from coming back from the beach. There's a Sundew right there at Red
Oh,
White.
yes. I know,
You know
yeah,
what
I
I'm
know
talking
what you're
about?
talking about. Yeah.
I pull in there because he got like 30 urinals right there. They come walking. I'm like, yes.
They got a bunch of urinals. I gotta stop here.
I gotta stop and check out these
I
journals.
pissed in every one of them.
I cut the stream and just walked to the next one.
Just moving to the next one. Next one.
Oh my god.
God almighty.
You done yet?
Cut the
Can I
urinal
get
part
that?
out, man.
No, that hero part is definitely
Hey, will you
staying.
move over?
Yeah.
Switch.
Yes. You're standing there, like, hey man, I got a little bit of business.
I got this thing that I do every time I come here, and you gotta move, or bad stuff's gonna happen.
I cannot skip one, or I gotta start over.
Superstition.
I gotta start over.
We could have done that in the Buc-ee's on the way to Kansas. There was literally nobody there besides that
God,
crazy
that place
lady.
is so sick.
Yeah, yeah, that crazy lady was at the Buc-ee's in Sevierville, Tennessee.
Yeah.
Oh,
Talk
wow.
about insane behavior.
Is that the day that we had? Was that coming or going?
That's coming.
That-
We were going to
Going-
Kansas.
Yeah.
Relax, it was orange shirt.
Here we go again.
We were wondering when this was gonna happen.
Yeah. And it happened.
We're coming to Kansas.
But I just left every door of my truck open and just went inside.
Wow.
I don't know. I just walked inside. I thought Josh was staying in the truck, and I just
No.
opened up my back door.
No, I'm pretty sure we opened all your doors.
Oh, then I came back out in my truck. I mean, there's like $4,000 worth of guns sitting on my back seat, and you're like, "Oh, you left your doors open." I was like,
Yeah.
"I'm out of it."
Well,
There's-
actually, what was gonna happen is like you had really just got that truck a little bit.
dude, I got that truck maybe 2.5 weeks before
Yeah.
we left for Kansas.
Yeah. So I literally looked at Caleb Link. I said, "How funny do you think it would be if I moved his truck?" And Caleb Link said, "That'd be hilarious." And so I hopped in there and I was like, "Dang, the keys aren't in here." And we couldn't do it. So we ended up opening all your doors to make it think like you left all your doors open.
That'd have been a shame if you guys would have had to bought me a new gun.
0% chance.
Yeah, 0%. We were watching your truck. Nobody's gonna steal nothing out of it. We were sitting there watching it, but we had to play a prank on you.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and wrap this thing
Yeah.
up, guys. So, we like to do this thing at every end of every podcast where we.
Steven's been thinking about this for probably 2
I've been
weeks.
stressing about this for like 2 weeks.
Are you
Since,
okay?
yes.
Do you have your answer?
I've got my answer.
I think Link should go first though.
Oh, for sure.
I already know his. He told me the
So
other night.
we like to ask everybody what's their favorite song for a pre-hunt, superstition, or get you hype, or whatever it might be. Link.
So probably by the time that hunting season comes around, I'll probably have a new one. But right now, it's Feeling Like Dennis by Big X the Plug.
Ooh,
That's a
Great
good
song.
Feeling-
that's
Great
a good,
song.
That's a good one for sure.
Steven.
I'm going Sold Out by Hardy.
Ooh.
I don't know why, but that song just whenever it cuts like 30 seconds in and he starts spazzing, it just gets me in the mood. I'm like, this is it right here.
Game on.
Oh, for sure.
Game on.
For sure.
Did you listen to it up in the morning?
I listened to it on the way here, so I remembered my answer.
He just didn't want to go blank.
Yeah, yeah. No, because I had Caleb Shuffler and Robbie and Alyssa in my truck, and I try to I don't really drive with music on ever, except for right before I get to the blind, and then I miss.
Psychopath.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I drove.
You ride
all
in silence?
Dude, I drove all the way to the Outer Banks by myself, 7.5 hours, and I got there and I realized that I had not turned the radio on.
You had an insane conversation in your head, didn't you?
Do you
Oh,
have
for sure.
Do you have a basement at your house?
No.
That's a good answer for all the human beings.
Not one that you know of.
No, but I got a shed.
The Kannapolis Police Department is looking for this man.
I don't know. Both y'all with his mustaches over here. I mean, it's looking a little sketch.
I've got hair on my head, Huey. Piss off.
That's dirty. Dirty.
That was that's hilarious. So burned. So hurt.
The face
He was
that
not-
Huey just gave
He
me.
was not expecting that at all. Not
That
expecting
backfired
that
so
at all.
quick.
But no, yeah, those are two great songs. We'll definitely add those to the playlist. We do really appreciate you guys coming on here and taking time out of your days to come all the way down to old Kannapolis,
Okay, town.
OK Town. Link's got the further drive, but
It's all right. Not a problem. Be
Not a
here
problem.
anytime you want me to.
Oh yeah, for sure. Thanks for having us on.
yeah, for sure. Well, I definitely have you on another one, and then especially when we go to Kansas. When we go to Kansas, we're gonna have a bunch of probably just short podcasts to sort of almost recap
We
the
got
day.
some surprises for Kansas Hunt stuff.
Yeah, we've got some good podcasts
Yes,
sort of on deck, so y'all keep listening. If you guys, have any comments, have anything you want us to talk about, either message us on Instagram or throw the comment on the podcast episode, and we'll see when we can fit it in a podcast and talk about it. So really appreciate y'all listening.
We'll see you next time.